Hey folks, Papa Boris here, playing some more Into the Breach. In my last video, I was like, oh, well, that wraps it up for this video series, and then I just totally forgot about the Mistwalkers, or sorry, the Mist Eaters. Probably the strongest squad in the whole game, and certainly the strongest squad of the Advanced Edition, so let's go ahead and do the actual, for real, final run. So in this squad, let me change the Time Traveler so we don't have the weird stats. We have the Thruster Mech. What this does is it moves 1 or 2 spaces away from an enemy. It deals 1 damage to itself, and it smokes the enemy and deals 1 or 2 damage depending on how many spaces it moved. So it's a self-damaging mech, and one thing that's really cool about this squad is it's the only squad in the game with self-damaging mechs that doesn't require you to play Abe. So the reason for that is this passive. This is the other smoke-themed squad in the game, alongside the Rusting Hulks. Whereas the Rusting Hulks leave a bunch of smoke on the field and damage enemies with it, this squad is actually immune to smoke, because when they walk into smoke, they consume it, and they get a heal. So the Thruster Mech can later fly into that smoke space and heal itself, and the fact that it can take damage twice before it dies gives it some flexibility. The Smog Mech is a ranged mech that does 1 damage and lights the square on fire, and it creates smoke in the adjacent spaces, so that creates more smoke on the battlefield for your plane mech to fly into. The final mech, the Science Mech, is pretty decent. What this does is it lets you move an enemy 2 spaces. Note that it's like the enemy moving itself, so it has to follow rules of movement, meaning that the enemy cannot, for example, walk into water and die or walk into a pit and die, but it's a very flexible ability. Now for pilots, probably the best pilot is just Kai, because it allows this mech to do 3 damage from jump and eventually 5 damage, which is just really awesome. In this playthrough, with the limitation that I can't use the same pilot twice, it really cuts down on my choices at this point. One of the problems is that the Advanced Edition pilots, other than Kai, who's the best pilot in the game, are all kind of lame and not that great. So we'll take Lily. She's fun. +3 move on the first movement of the mission. We're going to go ahead and put that on the Thruster Mech, let it get into position and give it some flexibility. Second place after Kai honestly might be Harold. I wish I hadn't used him, because being able to push on the Control Mech lets it push things into water or into pits, which is sometimes useful for when you're not able to get what you want out of forced movement. I guess I could also take Bethany for a shield. Maybe if I fail the run, I'll try that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start in. It'd be really funny, because I haven't actually failed. I have done no failing in this series, so it'd be funny if my first fail was with this squad. Alright, so we got armor. Let's just go ahead and pass that as the first one. Regeneration is actually not as bad for this squad, simply because 2 of the 3 mechs can do 2 damage. The enemies are 1 health, 3 health, 3 health. The boss is pretty good. This place has the dunes that create smoke. That can be beneficial, so a consideration. The boost mech, along with the Firefly Leader, is interesting. So the boost Scion is fine. There's 3 health, 3 health, and 2 health here. The mosquitoes make smoke, which is actually nice, because when the mosquito flies up to you and it heals you, this is a consideration. And then we have the Blast Scion. Okay, this squad is not very good at pushing, because there's no push here and no push here. So Blast Scion's actually a problem, because if an enemy stands next to a building, you really can't get it away, except for with your Science Mech. Okay, so it's down to these 2. It's a tough call here. We'll go for this place to create some extra smoke, and then we'll probably do the Ice Island next. Okay, so there's 3 islands, or 3 spaces with 2 stars. Defend the train. This squad struggles to defend the train, because only one of the mechs actually does a push. But we're going to do it anyway, and just see what happens. Okay, so Lily should go in the back, because she flies and has the most movement, then the ranged mech, and then the Science Mech. So we're going to try to get the snails to shoot down the empty lane, and hopefully only one of them stands in front of the train, because if 2 of them stand in front of the train, then the show's over, we're screwed. Okay, there's 1. And then the other one is wasting its attack. Terrific. Okay, so let's see what we want to do here. Maybe we want to... I mean, there's a lot of different options. I'll just put this snail here so that it goes into the mountain, and then this one pulls it up for a little bit of damage, and then you can go here and just damage the snail. Oh wait, that's gonna cancel its attack. What am I doing? Be nice, but this mech can't get onto that space. Okay, so I think the damage is just not that relevant. So what I'm gonna do here is just go here and do that, so that this thing gets closer to dying, and then you can kill the Scion. So it's weird. You target the square that you're moving to. So this kills the Scion for 2 damage because I'm moving 2 squares. And then I am going to go down to 1 HP after blocking the Scion, so it's going to be a little bit dicey. But, oh, this thing didn't cancel the attack? How is that? It didn't, because it wasn't on a dune space? Weird. Alright, well anyway. So this one is going to have to fly into smoke either before or after its attack. Now this is not a big deal because this is going to die to fire. That is a big deal. Okay. And this is actually a big deal as well, of course. Alright, so here I think we'll block a spawn. And I have to be careful. It's tempting to put this here to have it block a spawn, but then it's going to shoot that building, which is a problem. So what I think I'm going to do instead is have it move into the smoke to cancel its attack. And then you can do a couple different things, but I guess maybe just go here and repair. Seems fine. And then you go here. Oh yeah, this is actually kind of important. You're going to go here, and this thing will die to fire. So we got 2 snails dying to fire right before they can damage the train. And then we're just going to have 1 snail and 1 more enemy. Just the fact that 2 of the 3 mechs fly, all 3 mechs have 3 health. You have healing, you have smoke, and 2 of the 3 mechs can do 2 damage. It's just nuts. I feel like this squad just got too many good things, you know? Like, look at this, for example. I'm going to go here. I'm going to fly into this cloud. So I do die, but I heal, landing in the cloud, and then cancel the attack. And then you can just, you know, move the snail. Pop. I could also, of course, shoot the snail. Yeah, I can't reach the snail to shoot it. So I can't kill it, unfortunately. There's not much I can do with this attack, so we'll just be happy, honestly, that we got to protect the train and get a time pod. That's fantastic. Okay, see if we get a bonus in here. We do, we got a pilot. Extra reset's always nice, plus some extra experience. 2, 2, and 4. Well, didn't get a whole lot of experience in that fight. Alright, I guess we're gonna put him here, because this mech is the one that's most likely to get more experience and level up sooner. Can I do this? Killing enemies and Lightning Storm. You know what, I'm feeling frisky. 2 of the 3 mechs can do damage, 2 damage. We have water here. Well, okay, the water actually the squad cannot use because there's no pushing. So this is a very, very frisky maneuver to handle it this way. But I'm going to go for it, so it's important that I let the enemies spawn. And I can at least use the Science Mech to walk them into the lightning spaces, which might actually be significant in this whole enterprise. Okay, well, this is about as good as I can hope for. So we're going to kill the Alpha using the lightning, which is great. What do we do about this snail? I can't push it onto a spawn. I could do some weird move, like I could shoot it and then like let it pull me and have me block a spawn. So the regeneration happens before the environment. You know what? Let's just not dick around, huh? Let's just go here and kill this thing. There we go. That seems fine. Probably more precise would have been just to do 1... Oh, no, I couldn't do 1 damage because it created the smoke, which would have canceled the fire. So it was important that I actually get the killing blow. Alright, this is about as good as we could hope for. We killed all the enemies that were there, and we let 2 more enemies spawn. The lightning is definitely handy here for letting me use my teleporter mech to get enemies in position. Can I fly next to this thing? No, I'm 1 move. Oh, I didn't use my time pod! Oh, boy, I didn't use my time pod. That's an error. Maybe I could have given this +1 movement, and then I could have moved this snail into a lightning, which would have been quite helpful. Okay, well, luckily this attack is wasted, so the only really scary thing is this, which I cannot reach except for with my overkill, which I'm just going to have to do. That's the other thing, is you're creating smoke next to buildings, so now the enemies can't go there. And so I think here Let me see. Can I go here and let this thing damage me? Oh, yeah, I can, because I put smoke on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 2 damage to it, cancel the attack so it doesn't hurt me. And then now I have to think about whether I block a spawn. So this is going to be 5 dead enemies. I think we can block 1 spawn here. Now, I could actually move my own person and block a second spawn. That's a bit frisky, because now there's only 1 enemy spawning. That puts me up to 6. That's just a bit too frisky for my tastes. We'll let the enemies spawn. This mech was a bit out of position the first round. What if I had been here instead of here? Like, I moved here and I moved that moth up. What if I had moved there? I could have actually reached that snail then. Okay, so this snail's trying to do the exact same thing. Okay. So you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then move the snail into lightning, which is perfect. So I just got to get rid of this, which is fine. Let's go here and heal. Let's kill you. Not in the lightning, though. Blorp. Then we can do this. Pop that down. Actually heal with the smoke. And now you can fly here. Oh, that's over-healing because you were going to get smoke there anyway. And then you can just go into the lightning and die. Okay, so the one annoying thing about this line is that I didn't log any spawns, even though I'm already at 7 enemies. Then again, the silver lining is as long as I don't have to take any grid damage, I just get extra experience for doing this. Okay, 3 moths. There's a lot of health to chew through. Hopefully we get them within spitting distance of some lightning, and we can just make that work. Okay, so you're actually wasting your attack. So the obvious move is this one, because lightning happens before the enemy goes. And now I think I actually have the luxury to double team this moth. Pop. Goes the weasel. Alright, so you live. I'm alright with that. Just making sure this thing wasn't targeting a building after all, which would have been annoying. So yeah, pretty strong squad. Got 2 extra kills on a kill 7 enemies mission, and we've seen firsthand how difficult the kill 7 enemies mission can be on the first island. But in this case, even with an extremely inferior pilot selection, I might as well have just taken Ralph for the memes. I actually kind of regret not doing that now that I think about it. You know, even with that, it's still not a problem. Alright, so this is normally a tough mission with 3 thingies, but it's the Terraformer mission, so it doesn't actually matter how many thingies it has. I think we're just going to... I mean, do I want to care about that spider? Nah, whatever. We'll just put the ranged mech in the back. Everyone else is fine. And, well, okay, so the one issue is, I guess, I can't shoot up if my people get webbed. So maybe I need to leave these spaces clear so that if the spider jumps in there, I can shoot up if that turns out to be a good move. Okay, so Alpha over here, I want to shoot this way if possible, perhaps. Now they're in different places. Okay. So I could move the spider here. The issue is that I'm only killing one thing. Because if I move the spider here, I can shoot this way, kill the Alpha, or shoot up. I would like to force move the moth and shoot this way. That means someone else needs to take out the spider. So I'll say I do this, go down to 1 health, kill the spider. You can do this. You can move with that. Now the Terraformer shoots this way. And now you can just barely get in here and kill the Scion. So yeah, pretty classic Terraformer situation. Just did, 8 damage with the Terraformer. No big O's. No big dealerinos. Just regular life. Alright, well, let's not get too fancy. We'll just terraform down. You can repair. You can go here. And you can go here. And I might as well take a shot just to create some smoke. I mean, none of these are super great locations. But fire there, smoke there. Like, enemies won't go into fire either is the thing. So this ranged mech, in addition to doing 2 damage from jump, it creates 3 spaces where enemies can't move. So, like, on top of all the power and versatility they have, the squad also has a lot of control elements because the enemies won't go into smoke and fire. Okay, let's go up, I guess. And then you can, like, go here You can make the spider block a spawn here. You can just repair, I guess. And you can light one of these squares on fire. So the enemy coming out is burning. The fact that this has 3 health, it looks a lot like the Rusting Hulk's plane, which has 2 health. The fact that it has 3 is very crucial because you can do self-damage and then also block a spawn, which happens quite a lot, actually. Okay, so you're on fire. I don't know if I can kill both of these, unfortunately. I could fly over the terra... Oh, what am I talking about? Of course I can do this. So I fly here, heal in the cloud. You can just walk back to be right next to your friend and say cheese. Cheese! Bow. Alright, well that was great. So we have 2 pilots level up. Oh yes, grid defense. Whoopity-doopity-doo. Alright, well that's a shame. But Lily is honestly such a low-value pilot, I don't even mind selling her. Like, I would seriously just sell her for the star if it meant getting an extra power core. I guess that's the silver lining to having a crappy pilot. Now, Masochist, +1/+2 move with not full health is really not that special. What I think I'm tempted to do, actually, is put him here. This mech might, like, even though it only has 2 health, it might be more likely to like be in people's faces blocking spawns and stuff. So it might actually be able to use the extra movement. Anyway, I just keep forgetting to put this on. Anyway, so there's a lot of low-hanging fruit. +1 range basically means +1 damage because you can now fly away 3 squares. The main issue is sometimes it's hard to have 3 squares to fly away to, but it is kind of like +1 damage for 1 power core. The other low-hanging fruit is this, and I'm actually going to get that first. So what this does is it just helps me move an enemy 3 spaces, which is sometimes useful. Just the more flexibility, the better. Now, final mission going to be 1 star. So Might and Windstorm is fine. Not killing the Vec, no thanks. And then this is... I mean, I could get this if I'm greedy just to get more experience, but let's just keep it super simple. We'll do this. And knock off some Mights. Okay, so I don't think it really matters much what I do. We'll just go in the empty lane. Maybe the snail will shoot a shot down there. I think that's the only thing that can matter really for the initial movement here. Alright, so we got the Windstorm. I think this is a new thing. So you have to be a little bit careful standing in these lanes. Right now the enemies aren't there, so it's more or less irrelevant. Huh, okay, so this is a waste. This is not. I can move this moth here, but then it would not actually block a spawn. The moth would need to be here to flutter back to this spot, but then it would still be hitting a building. Okay, so what I'm thinking maybe is we do something like this to cancel this moth's attack. That seems like a nice, easy way of dealing with the situation. And this is weird. So it like doesn't actually cancel the attack here, even though there was a dune here, because the fire overrides the smoke. Okay, so a couple different ways I could handle it. I mean, I could just have this thing, like, pulled back onto a spawn point, and then also knock a Might off, like this. It's a little weird, but I mean, it works. And then you can just, like, go here and do that to make that moth almost dead. This might not have been the best thing to do. I could have obviously moved the snail here and had it finish off the moth. But I think I'm fine with it. Actually, you know what? No, yeah, I like to do that. Let's do that. I mean, for that matter, why am I even... Yeah, so I just go here. What's the attack order? Yeah, this should be fine. So I do this, and what's going to happen is this thing is going to pull the moth up to it, and then the moth is going to flutter back, killing itself. So that's got to be the right play. So the moth will actually be here, so this is in a safe location. We can, no, I think I still want to have you hit, oh, no, wait a minute. If I hit this, it doesn't cancel the attack, right? Okay, so slightly different line of events then. We're going to have you cancel that moth's attack, and then we're going to have you shoot this moth on fire. The smoke here causes healing, which actually gets rid of the Might, which is nice. Okay, I do have an extra reset thanks to my boy Isaac, but this should be correct because of the order of events. Yep. Oh, and it actually just kills it. The fluttering doesn't even happen. Right. Okay. So we have an alpha moth, and we have regenerating now, so I gotta be careful. I want to make sure that this moth dies. Okay. So here, this moth will actually be winded up this way, and then it will miss. So I don't actually have to worry about this moth. There's gonna be regeneration happening here, but maybe a move I could make is something like this, and this. So the moth will now flutter back and block a spawn. And then you can go, well, hang on, let me do this. I'm gonna do this to kill the Scion so there's no regeneration happening. And so now you are gonna flutter this way. So I think what I'm gonna do is actually step here and catch this moth on fire. I like it. It repairs and knocks the moth off of this mech. If I don't know if actually maybe it already got the moth off, or the mite, but it doesn't matter. The point is that I like that this moth is on fire, and so maybe I can actually get the kill on this moth with it blocking a spawn. Oh wait, oh what? I didn't think about that. Oh jeez, it was. Oh my god. So this moth was actually targeting this square, so the wind blew it in to target the building. Oh man, I biffed that. Okay, so I should have killed it instead of lighting this moth on fire because this moth attack wasn't actually doing anything. Oops. Misread the interface there. Alright, I gotta really think about what the heck is happening here. So you are gonna flutter this way with the fire, so you're fine. You're gonna flutter this way and have your attack be canceled. So that's fine. You know what? I'm just bitter about this moth. I'm gonna kill it just to kill it. Yeah. Okay, and then what are we doing here? You need to be dealt with. So we'll just flutter here, kill you and heal, and then you can go here and heal. You're going this way. You're going this way. Everything should be fine. I think. Hope. Pray. Yes. Oh, yep, everything's good. Okay, so now this thing blocks a spawn, you block a spawn, and we're just trying to kill these off for the experience, basically. Okay, so you need to get your might off, step into smoke, get healed. 1 damage, but 1 damage is all we need, and then you can just die this way. Pop. Oh god, this squad is so good. It's just so embarrassing. I could have easily killed the moth, but the wind blew it right in the way that it needed to blow it for me to feel like an idiot. Alright, anyway, well that was fun. So no perfect run here, but we are going to get 9 stars, assuming the final mission goes well. The bouncer, only 4 health, but the armor, of course, makes a big impact. If you can light this thing on fire, it's actually really, really useful. The best thing, of course, is acid, because acid cancels the armor, and with the armor canceled, it's just a 4 health boss, which is amazing. But fire doesn't care about armor either, so I really want my ranged mech to get on this immediately. And then the other 2, you know, let's just be in this lane, try to encourage the snail to waste its attack. Okay, so the bouncer's doing this. This is a little scary. Oh, the snail got blocked. It couldn't do anything. It didn't want to stand here, I guess, because it would get attacked by the bouncer. Okay, so here's where the fact that 2 of the 3 mechs fly is just insanely useful. If these mechs didn't fly, like, it would be hard to get into places. But as it is, I'm actually fairly confident that, we can get away with this fire shot and just start damaging the mech. So now, the mech is a problem. Its attack needs to get canceled, which is, luckily, quite simple to do. I could also force move it here, or here, actually, will also work. But yeah, I think what I like is to do this, have the moth go here, it whiffs and then blocks a spawn, and then my plane can get into the action here, and then the smoke will cancel the attack. Oh, that also cancels the fire. Oh god, yeah, that is an interaction you have to remember though, that smoke cancels fire. And fire cancels smoke, it's whichever one happens later. So I do need it to end on fire. Like that. Right, and then the moth. Because the moth, because it uses the enemy's movement, so you know, enemies can pass through each other. That's why this movement is legal. Also, the moth flies, which is another reason why it's legal. So that was just a wholly useless chain of commentary. Okay, so there's one more time that we have to deal with this boss. I'm probably going to end up force moving it. If the spider ends up grabbing this, that's annoying. Alright, that's actually very annoying as well. So the problem is, crap. It's a problem. So yeah, this actually is a huge issue. So the thing is, I can't reach it, and even if I could reach the square, I wouldn't be able to fly far enough. If I use the force movement on the spider, then how do I deal with this guy? I can't reach him with that guy. I'd have to smoke him, but then that would also put out the fire. And if I hit it with my basic attack, because of the armor, it doesn't do enough damage. Yeah, this is a major problem, this thing. If I put the spider here, the bouncer would destroy both these buildings before the spider killed it. Oh, man. Yeah, so the plane, I really put this out of position. If I could have gotten here with the plane, you know, then I would have been able to fly backwards, cancel the spider's attack, and use the force movement on this. I could force movement the plane to get close enough, but then I still need the force movement to be on that guy. Okay, I can't let that go through. And I can't, this thing can't defend itself in any way. Oh, wow. Okay, so I guess what I have to do is force move the spider here so it attacks the boss, cancel the boss's attack, and then what's left, the snail hurts me, but then I fly into smoke and I survive. So I have to use the plane on the moth, and it's a little tricky. I don't have the 3 movement, so I can't actually use my attack from here. There's no legal space. Luckily, I can fly back just 1 space. It puts me way out of position, and it's not ideal, but it works. So let's do that. I guess, I don't know why I sound so dreary. I mean, we did prevent grid damage and kill the boss. But now there are 5 enemies. Oh god, all these jumping spiders are going to be a thing. Okay, the snail's still doing nothing. This is annoying because now the force movement has to be on that, I guess. And then that spider had nothing to do. Okay, that just sometimes randomly happens. Alright, well, let's see. So, I can go here. The problem is, I actually can't hurt the spider because I fly back here and the snail kills me. I heal up to 2, then fly back here, damage down to 1, and then the snail finishes me off. So that doesn't seem great. Is there some alternative line? I can't get behind the spider. Ah, Jesus. Okay, so what if I use you to shoot here and cancel the spider's attack? Then you, with your 4 movement, can fly 1, 2, 3, 4, but you can't reach the spider. 1, 2, 3, 4, can't reach that either. So you could fly here. And do what? No, I don't think it works. So I shoot here, cancel the attack. You're free to go, but with only 4 movement, you're 1 movement shy of being able to fly here to move the spider away. You can move this spider, but that's irrelevant. And the fact of the matter is Lily's dying after I go here and then fly back over the snail. And I'm 1 movement shy of being able to get here to move the snail, so it's not in position to kill Lily. So, is someone dying? Is that what's happening here? Wait, okay, so maybe it's something like this. I go here, I kill the spider, I then am allowed to move, and what can I do with that movement? Well, so I could still move somewhere and let this thing fly in, but it just can't reach the snail. So if I don't leave this, if I don't do anything here, this is going to be the end. All right, so what I have to do is a weird move. I need to shoot this mountain to heal the plane. What that means is that, unfortunately, because this thing's about to die, I have to use the force movement on it, and this moth just kind of gets away with it. So I'm taking another grid damage, which makes my blunder earlier feel less bad, because I still wasn't going to have a perfect run, but I think that this is okay. Oh my gosh, did I just miss this? there was a dune here, so I could have let the snail hit it, trigger the dune, creating smoke and healing. Ah, so I could have dealt with this moth. Okay, so actually both instances of grid damage that I allowed this run were preventable. Ah, it's official. Okay, so you are not gonna die, but I can't reach you unless I move this spider out. All right, so we're gonna do this to put the spider into fire, so it dies. That lets me move up here to do 1 damage, so it dies. Fire damage happens before regeneration. The moth. Oh god. I can't damage the moth with my plane. There's no room to fly out because I don't have the damage, the range upgrade. This is hysterical. Yeah, alright, we have to do our other reset. Thanks, Isaac. Oh, you won, buddy. So this moth has to be dealt with by someone else. Who is it? So I need to deal with this, this, and the moth. So there's 3 things. What can you deal with? Is the answer nothing? You can't deal with anything? Because you're one movement shy of flying up there. Okay, what's the order? Tragically, the spider attacks after the moth. Everyone's after the moth. The moth is first. Okay, so if I kill the spider with my artillery and I teleport, move the moth, I can actually hit the spider and push it into the building. I mean, I guess that's what we're doing. Just to be spiteful, because I can't figure out a way to deal with it otherwise. Yeah, just the positioning is so insane that my plane couldn't get in here. Though if I had put in a thing on the range... Oh, wait. Oh, 3 movement, not 4 movement. Ugh. Okay, well, regardless, that is the more important thing to deal with, because this is just 1, and then this was actually failing the mission. So, we'll go here and... Oh, that doesn't even quite kill it. I guess we'll kill the Scion then for some experience. Crud. I think I must have misplayed that a little bit. Or more than a little bit. But at the end of the day, we're doing okay on grid defense. If the rewards are bad, we can get 2 grid defense from the bonus. We always have a chance to make up grid defense in the next missions. But part of the reason I haven't been getting power grid stuff is because so many of the missions on this island were the double stars. Alright, Abe is an interesting one. I mean, that's actually a decent one, but I already have a passive, and you probably want to find weapons. Yeah, we'll take Abe. So the thing is that Lily's got a terrible thing. Her impulsiveness isn't that valuable anyway, as soon as we get +1 move and have a 5 movement flyer. So yeah, let's have him block the self-damage on that. That had potentially been relevant a couple of times. I don't want to put Lily here, even though she has a pilot ability, because I don't value it, and because the grid defense is garbage, and I'd rather have a random pilot potentially roll a better ability. Okay, so this is where we're at then. Now, let's see. We can get 3 power cores, and I can sell these 2 pilots to buy a weapon. The question is, do I want these weapons or not? This is a bouncing 2 damage push. It actually is sort of valuable because my ranged mech doesn't currently push. But it does have the ability to make smoke, which cancels attacks. The tank, I'm not a super big fan of the shield tank. Alright, I'm going to buy this. Because I can't get another power core, so yeah, we'll buy it. Alright, I need to actually do this. And worst case scenario, I'm only down 1 star, because, you know, you can always sell this back to get a star. So I'll power this up. And then we'll also power up the things I've been most needing. The range here and the movement here. You also need some movement. So we'll hopefully try to get that sooner rather than later in the next island. Alright, I gotta take a cut here. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you in just a second. Alright, time to go on to island number 2. Oopsie. If I remember correctly, it was either this one or this one. We got a decent new enemy, which is fine. The diggers are not the worst, not the best, but the armor is still kind of an issue, and then over here we're pretty much never going to go. Though the boss and the charger are both fantastic additions, I just don't think I can handle blast scions. So in we go over here. This is a pretty good layout. We can get both 2 stars and the power core. So let's see, shield generator, that's the thing that gives everything shields, and when you destroy it, everything loses its shield. And then over here, this is mostly a freebie, although the mech damage can be significant. Basically, do I want to try to get a time pod before I do these potentially more challenging missions? Sure, let's go here first. It's actually an amazing map with these mountains before the buildings and the buildings all far back. I don't really see any reason to bait the Scorpion. In fact, I think that would probably be a mistake, given that it doesn't have anything to attack. So it would probably... Or if you put something here, it would definitely go up the distance. But as it is, it might randomly wander around behind these mountains and continue to have nothing to do the entire time. We do get a time pod, which is great. So I think after this, I will go for the power core. Now it's just a matter of what to do on the first turn. Yeah, the Scorpion's out of position. It has nothing to do next time either. Okay, so it would be nice to kill this thing. I can cancel the attack of it and also kill the Scion. That seems good. The question is, can I kill this thing somehow? I did get a bonus damage. I think it's time to just kill it. I mean, I can do goofy things like maneuver it onto blocking a spawn, but I really don't want to deal with these things popping out. Oops, that's a mistake. That would put it in range of the Scorpion. Let's put it there. Oh yeah, we have this thing. How does it bounce? Only in the same line, so I can't bounce laterally? Interesting. If I had been over here, I could have gone here maybe and gotten them both dead. Actually, hold on a second. This can actually push this thing onto blocking a spawn. The main issue then is, how do I deal with this? If you had one more movement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I could have maneuvered the Scion in front of this and had this thing damage but not kill the Scion. Okay, whatever. I am taking way too much time about this. The point is, we're going to just bounce all the way back. Wait, hold on. This doesn't have anything to do. So I probably should just... Okay, so I could do 2 damage to this and then maneuver it onto a spawn, blocking it and killing it. Then the Scorpion's guaranteed to come up and web my guy. But then I can just make the Scorpion move. Okay, I think that is worth it. So we'll do 2 damage, grab that, block the most useful spawn point, go here, so the Scorpion doesn't go up this way, and then we'll do that. Okay, so this is pretty good. One thing to keep in mind is that this thing can come back to life, I think, if the smoke clears. Actually, I don't remember. I remember sometimes I would like cancel their attack, but then they would be back, they would stick around. I don't remember entirely how that happens. Okay, so here we could just move the Scorpion. Yeah, let's just go here. Oh, this is even better, actually. I can push the Scorpion. I have to use the other shot. Not that it really matters. Oh, what? That's not what I thought was gonna happen. Okay. It's a little confusing. I've actually never used that weapon before. So you target this to push it back and this to push forward. Okay. There we go. You can take care of yourself. I guess we'll put it here. And then you will do 2 damage to it. So it dies in the spawn. Okay, so now we're going to have the Alpha Scorpion 2 new enemies. This is always nice to see. If it attacks one of my people, it'll just heal them, and the smoke does nothing. Which way you got? You went for the building. Boo! Boo! Okay, so I could actually move the Scorpion up here to have it attack the Mosquito, but it wouldn't actually kill the Mosquito unless I did a bit of damage to it. I could do some weird move. I could do something like, instead of blocking spawns, I could have it go here, and then I could fly this here, and something like... Wait, probably better off doing this, although that way I'm going to be on fire, and then I'll go down to 1 health, because the armor doesn't block either the fire or the spawn block, and then I'll need to either go into smoke or heal next time. I'm not sure that's a good play. But I don't have the room to move 3 spaces away. Oh, I can just go here and kill it. Okay, so we'll just do that. I could have flown back here for 2 damage, but then the smoke would have canceled the fire, so it wouldn't have died. Anyway, the point is, now I can do this so that the mosquito goes back and then the alpha dies. Masochist. Ugh, God, cannot roll good things today. Alright, well, I don't know if I'm playing this right, because we have 4 enemies to deal with. On the other hand, it is a really good map, so because the map is so advantageous, it feels like I can get away with bad plays. Oh, thanks for healing me. Oh, you got Finisher, the worst version of Opener. Okay, so this doesn't even matter, but I gotta deal with that. I guess that's easy enough. I can just kill it. And then I suppose we'll just get some experience. We'll just kill that thing for 4 damage. Thanks to the fish and Finisher. Ooh! And then you will move for the principle of the thing. And that'll be that. Okay. I have got to get this mech 1 movement. It's just amazing that it starts with 4 movement, you know, but it really needs that 5th movement. It's why I lost power in the first island, and I just gotta take care of it. Ooh, we got a bonus. Freeze yourself in nearby tiles. So this is very effective. I don't have anybody with a shield, but if I do find Bethany, or if I actually notice those glowing mountains for a change, I might find Mofan. Actually, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to using this here. And just, you know, if I position him into a spawn point, it's actually not unusable. This thing flies, so it can get in and out of places. For that matter, I could have this mech do it as well. Either one of my 2 flying mechs, they both have 3 health. They're both totally fine to do it with. Okay, so let's go ahead now and I guess get the power core over here. So, Scorpion would be nice to get it into the water. I think I am going to bait the Scorpion. Oh, no, I can't. What kind of pushes do I have? I don't have any pushes. All right. Well, it's weird. I guess I could, like... All right, I can't start here. What am I even thinking? I'm like, I'm just going to put it right there. Okay, so I actually can't bait the Scorpion because it's 3 movement blocks into the building. So none of the placement matters whatsoever. Let's just put everybody down. Call it a day. Bit of a problem that these mosquitoes have a shield. It's going to be a little tricky to deal with. On the other hand, they're attacking the buildings, which doesn't exactly matter. Okay, so we need to block Vex spawning. At this point, this building is being attacked twice, so someone needs to do something about that. I could do what? I could, like, put the 2 mosquitoes next to each other and then shoot them. Oh, I can't get in a lateral position. Okay, what I'm going to do is just block this spawn and cancel one of the mosquito's attacks so that this building's shield can get used up. Then I am going to use the Scorpion. It is a little bit unfortunate that the Scorpion is going to attack my person, but I think it's fine. And then I suppose... Yeah, I guess there's really no reason not to just pop that shield and cancel the attack. You know what? The fact that this is a shield generator mission, I should have realized I should actually have powered up that freeze weapon, because I would have a shield. Of course, the enemies also have shields. So, yes, I guess it wouldn't have really worked. Oh, hey, the mosquito healed me by putting on some clouds. Okay, so you can actually kill the Scorpion. Let's just do that. Now, there is a disadvantage to this, which is, of course, the fact that my thing can't do anything. But I will just block some tiles from being used. And then you... Hang on a second. One problem with this is that I need to actually block a spawn. And if I go here, I can't attack that mosquito. Alright, I'm going to reset the turn. There's got to be something better than this for me. So what I could do is move the Scorpion here to block a spawn. I've already blocked 2 spawns, so that's the only block I need. Then we can... What? Just continue blocking spawns? Does this weapon, like, let you... No, it does not. I can't hit the person next to me. Okay, we're just gonna not overthink this. Let's just kill that mosquito, and we'll push this one. So I'm thinking maybe what I can do is just push it into the forest. Oh, but that doesn't damage the forest. Well, okay, so that was a bit silly. Probably shouldn't have done that. So now we're gonna have 4 enemies to deal with. These 2 mechs are a bit out of position. I also need to remember to actually hit this thing at some point. Oh, I've played this terribly. I really need to make sure I hit this thing, and then the 2 damage weapon would have been a great way to take out this shield thing. But, I've prevented that from happening by putting this mech so far out of position. Oh, it's only 1. Okay, that's fine. But I'd like to get this mech into a place where it can actually hit that building at some point. Okay, so I can let that go. There is a shield there. This thing, I really want to push it into the water. Okay, so maybe something like this. So we're gonna cash that shield in. Oh, right. This is the mech that needs to push into the water. Ah, God. Okay. Because I can't force move it into the water. Okay. Well, I guess I will force move you back here to pop your shield. And I guess I'm going to play it a little bit risky. I am going to go here and just block a spawn. So now I got 2 scorpions, a mosquito, and this thing to deal with. And I also have to hit that shield generator. Yeah, I think I probably should have reset that last turn and tried to find a way to kill more stuff. Because my whole plan was predicated on pushing this thing to the water, then I used my pusher to free my force mover, and it was just a problem. Okay, now everyone's getting webbed, which is just great. Okay, the good news is that this doesn't matter, and this doesn't matter. Oh wait, but when I kill the shield generator, it loses all the shields. Alright, so I somehow need to deal with this. And that. Oh, okay. So maybe what I need to do is kill off this thing. Oh, I did not know I could actually push it further like that, not just right next to each other. Very interesting. Okay, so that frees you up. You are gonna force move. Hello? Oh my god, I can't force move that thing? Are you serious? I did not realize I could not force move that thing. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I think we can salvage it as follows. I'm going to force move the mosquito to have the mosquito kill the thing, and then with my 7 movement finishing plane, we'll just pop that thing for 1 teeny bit of damage. Why did I take damage? Oh, because I had Finisher on. Oh, so even though I reduced the damage by 1, I do 2 damage to myself because of Finisher. Okay, so you are going to kill that, and then this survives. Okay, that was messy. It was messy, but it all looks the same on the scoreboard, which is that we didn't take any grid damage, we made the mission, and we're ready to go chase after that power core. Okay. God, the struggle was real. I mean, I got 5 total experience that mission. That was pretty embarrassing. Okay, we got some robot factories. Always a fun time. You have to protect them, but they spew out robots that make your life worse for you. There's not many empty lanes here for baiting the snail, though I will try, keeping out of reach of the scorpion. I just hope the mosquitoes target my mechs and don't target the buildings. Okay, going after the mission critical building. Cool. Hey, nice! Also going after the mission critical building. Cool. And also going after the mission critical building. Well, the nice thing is the snail's going to kill the robot that popped out, so that's a stroke. I can use this mosquito to kill that mosquito. So I just had to deal with this scorpion, which I guess isn't the worst thing in the world. Let's just do it. Now there is another option. I could push this mosquito with my artillery and use this force move to do something else, like block the spawn with the scorpion. I think maybe that's actually better. Oh, right, but I can't push this mosquito forward. I can only push it backward, and I can't get around the other lane. Okay, never mind. Back to plan A. So move you. Check to make sure the order's correct. It is. And then you can just blast a bitch for 3 damage and cancel its attack. And then you, well, you have a couple of options. I can just finish the scorpion off. Or I can put this mosquito on fire. Or I can light a square on fire. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think, just finish off that scorpion. Because it also has the effect of fire and smoking two spaces that are next to the mission critical objectives. Which I think is useful. So we have a snail, a mosquito, and 2 new enemies to deal with. I'd love for a scion to come up. That'd be great if the scion would pop up and do nothing. Oh, God. Oh, geez, an alpha, and then this thing. Oh, my God. Well, at least the mosquito wasted its attack, so there's that. That thing is going to shoot at the objective, and so is that thing. Awesome. Okay. So here, I could, like... Is that a... That's an ice tie. So I need to hit it twice before it does anything. I can't have the mosquito reach the snail, tragically. But what I could do with the mosquito... is have it go here, block a spawn, and get hit. Oh, wait, no, that's a push. It wouldn't block a spawn. Okay, well, I mean, so it's kind of just nothing special. Yeah, that's... Well, okay, so that has been taken care of. So now I need to take care of this. I could just double team it with my 2 people. Yeah, let's do that. We'll hit you for 2. And then we'll... do that. So the idea is that now a lot of these spaces cannot be targeted. Although, of course, the space right in front, which is closest to the spawns, are still available. But, you know, at least then I might be able to deal with it. Okay, so now we have finally a scion. So 2 snails, a spitter, and then the mosquito. Oh, and a robot. Oh, geez, this is so bad. Oh, you're wasting your attack, though, right? Okay. Okay, that is not a wasted attack. Okay, so what I could do is I could move this mosquito down 1 so that it's still blocking the snail and it's taken care of. I could duck out of the way of this thing and just shoot the robot. This thing popped out blocking the snail, which is great, so I can actually try to kill that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna kill it. Oh, I don't actually need to do 3 damage to it. I can just pop back 1 space and it's gonna fall in the water. Pop. Go here. Put the mosquito down 1. Duck out of the way, and then that. Just keep covering spaces next to buildings. Just the fact that it makes a string of 3 spaces that enemies won't step onto is so nuts. So if I had not gotten this lucky robot flip, I would have had to use my plane to deal with this, and it would have left the spitter out, which wouldn't have been the end of the world. I probably could have dealt with it. So that's a waste, that does nothing, and this is also a waste. Great. Okay, so we're just trying to get experience here. Let's see, can just do that for 1 damage. And it'll fall into the ice. And then we do something like this, put it on the ice, and then shoot it. Maybe there was some 9,000 IQ method for also killing the scion, but pretty happy with that. So everyone's getting very leveled up on the 2nd island. That's one of the powerful things about this squad, is it's just good at dishing out the damage, so everybody levels up. Got a power core. Well, at this point, I really want the movement here, and I also would like... Yeah, I'd like this +2 damage. I need to get the damage up. So we'll put the movement in there, but I might switch it over to this. Though, at this point, probably we're just going to get 3 power cores after the final mission and have it that way. Okay, so interesting situation. I'm trying to freeze these robots. Maybe I should have powered up my freeze weapon if I was smart. And so I think I'm actually going to do a weird thing and bait the scorpion. so that it doesn't freeze my freezer, what I'll do is... Which one is this? This is the artillery. Yeah, we'll try to bait the robots, and then I'm also going to just use my force mover to bait the scorpion so that it can just push the scorpion into a good spot. Actually, that was a mistake. The scorpion can now get my flyer as well, which is silly of me. And that's exactly what happens. But okay, I guess it works out because I can fly 3 spaces. You do have to fly 3 spaces, not 2, because the forest won't catch fire because the smoke will cancel it. So now I need to figure out which of these I'm freezing and which one I am dealing with temporarily. I guess that's the one to freeze. And then I can block a spawn and move this one. Well, I don't want to move it out of the way too much. I want it to be near my freezer robot, so I guess we'll take advantage of the smoke. And you can actually block a spawn here. It's not the optimal place as far as, like, control. Like, you know, that would have been a good space to shoot. I guess we'll light that on fire. Yeah, I probably should have put this in a different location, like shot it from over here, and then I could have targeted this space with fire and that space with smoke, which would have been more useful. Okay, a Scion came out, which is great. So now we can freeze the other robots. Easy. We can... Well, I can't stay here, because then I will die. Do I just kill the Scion? Do I kill the Scion, or do I have the Scion block a spawn? I guess we'll just have the Scion kick around and block a spawn. It seems fine. And we'll just do that. And then you... I mean... This is the square I'd really like to control, and I can't control it from the spawn point. If I guess I had stood at that spawn point and put the Scion over here or something. As it is, I'll just repair. And you can... do nothing. Okay, so we're in pretty good shape. Both robots are frozen. We can just focus on killing things. Got an alpha here. Which, okay, so this is not as good as it looks because this thing will push the alpha into the building. So that's not the best. However, what I could do is go here, kill the Scion, then force move this thing into that space so it'll get shot by its own pod and still block a spawn. I don't think I even need to use this thing. I'll move it over here. I might be able to, like, block a spawn with it. Oh, there's no more spawns. Okay, well, anyways. Probably leaving some... Okay, definitely leaving some experience on the table by blocking all these spawns instead of letting them happen, but I just don't want to take any chances. Okay. Well, let's see here. We can do... can I finish this thing off? I mean, obviously I'd like to. I don't think I can kill this and the Scorpion, though, because I'm going to do 4 damage to the Scorpion, but not 5. And if I do the 5th, then I'm leaving this thing alive. Okay. Well, we have to stop the Scorpion's attack because it's going to break open the robot, and the robots have to be frozen. That is a mission objective. So we'll just, I guess, use you to freeze the Scorpion. Use you to kill that guy. And then you can go in here, and you can kill a thing. And you can just repair yourself. Okay. Well, still a decent amount of experience for the second island, especially. The fact that we're getting this many pilots up to... level 2 is pretty good. Welcome to Bossville. Firefly is just tough just because of the health. Although 6 is not the worst. There are some that have 7. So I guess I am going to be a little frisky and try to bait the Firefly to shoot in this lane. But I don't want to do that fully just because I want to make sure my things aren't totally out of position. Okay, so the Firefly does this, which is interesting. Okay, so I could push the Firefly, like, with this and that, but that would also push the Scorpion back into the building. I mean, an obvious move is to have the Firefly be force moved here, so it kills the Scorpion. And the main issue then is, what do? I can't put a bunch of damage on it, because if I put a bunch of damage on it with my plane, like 3 damage, then its attack will be canceled, and I'll have to deal with the Scorpion. On the other hand, that's actually probably fine. Why don't I just do that? So I just do 3 damage. Sure, its attack gets canceled, but then I can shoot it. Like this. Light it on fire and cancel the Scorpion attack. I can also shoot it with my other weapon and... what's the situation? Pull it back 1, and then push the Scorpion up 2. Or I could do that. That's interesting. That seems better. Yeah, push the kill the Scorpion into the Firefly. So the Firefly takes 1 less damage that way, but the Scorpion is dead. God, these spitters just love popping out. Spitters all day long. Every damn day with these spitters. Oh, you're shooting the wrong way. It's shooting the wrong way. You could have shot at a building, but instead you're shooting that way. Okay. Well, I guess we'll do the obvious here. Let's move the Firefly there to block the spawn and kill the Scion. Let's go here. I mean, I could just let the spitter shoot it, but I don't see any reason to. Let's just kill it. I could go here, I guess. Or here, and then the spitter will finish it off. So that my plane's more in position. Yeah, let's do that. And then you'll just get out of the... Oh, you force moved the... Jesus. Okay, well that's just silly then. Totally forgot I used my force move on the Firefly, which I can't do because I'm on a spawn point. Okay, so that changes things a bit. If I am going to do that, I would need to shoot this with the ranged mech so that this thing would heal. No, I just need to move before I force move the Firefly. That's all. I just forgot to move. Okay, so this is fine. Now we have this happening, but it's irrelevant. I can't block any spawns. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. I really wish I could block spawns. I guess what I'll do is I'll move 2 squares like this just to block that spawn. And then we'll shoot you. I guess this sort of works. It'll take a fire damage and then 1 more damage from its own podling, and then it'll die. Interesting, what would I have done if the podling had showed up at the building? Something less optimal would have had to happen. Okay, so we have the almost dead Firefly, just 1 damage is all it needs, and a snail. Okay, they're both attacking relevantly. I have to be careful where I force move this because it'll still shoot, unless I put it into the smoke. Alright, let's just do that. Let's put it in the smoke, cancel the attack. Let's go here for a heal. Do I want to do this to take damage? I don't see a reason to risk it. Like, this is a better spot to block than this, but there's no point risking it. And then you can block a spawn and control some spaces. I guess that's good. Block the building here. Oh, that smoke got consumed. Right. Well, still, the fire is still blocking that space. Such crazy strong control. Okay, is that a regular snail? Not an alpha? Okay. Well, let's not overthink this. We can push the snail into the water. And then you... I have to be careful. If I do this and shoot back, I will actually die. What I need to do is just have enough room to move back 2 spaces. There we go. That armor has been kind of coming in handy, which I know is a little bit weird because I was like, yeah, you know, it's so great how this squad doesn't even need armor. Then I'm like, ooh, I got the armor guy, and it's so helpful. But yeah, I think I would be okay without it. It just, it's because of the finisher thing that makes it deal damage to itself. That's what makes the armor extra valuable. Okay, so this pilot does suck, but he got skilled. I don't want another passive because I already have a passive. And that's fine. But yeah, I will take Janko Ginger. Masochist is not that awesome, but Skilled is definitely fantastic for the +1 move. Now we can buy 3 power cores. I'm not even going to think about this. So that's whatever. That's whatever. And this is interesting, but I don't... I mean, yes, it's a control thing, and it blocks a lot of spaces. I don't think I need that. I already have really good control. So since we can't get another power core, we're going to keep this pilot as a star in reserve for next time. Let's get this damage. This weapon, I'm not going to buff the damage because I'm going to save it just as a pusher when I need to do a push. Like because I want to push something into the water, for example. And then I have used them all up. Okay, great. There's actually a case to be made for doing this as a 2-island run, but let's do a 3rd island as long as there's nothing too terrible. So here the enemies are decent. I can deal with the armor now better because I have the extra damage. There's no webbing. Over here we have the Blobber and the Blast Science. Yeah, we'll go here. It stinks I have to do a 1-star mission, but at least I have some shields in the worst possible places. We've got Destroy the Dam. I am going to put things just like as close as possible to the front line as I can, because these are all land enemies. If they could stay in the lane of the dam, then I can just wipe them all out. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's not actually perfect. This one is a problem because it's moving laterally. Had it been shooting up, it would have been much better. It would have fallen backwards into the water. Okay, so let's say you destroy the dam, you force move this thing back into the water, and then what do? You can swing around. And you can just, you can just push kill. Yeah, you can just push kill it like that. You can also, I could have pushed it into the water. So there's lots of different ways I could have sliced that pie. Let's do 2 damage. Yep. Get that going. Oh, I messed up. Okay, so I did mess up. You can't force things into the water. There is still a way to kill that beetle, though. It is to move it there, and it'll fall backwards into the water. I just forgot that I needed to move it first. Boo! I guess that, and maybe that's even the smarter thing to do, because that shares the experience instead of giving Abe more experience, which he was already going to get plenty of. Okay, so here, what I'm going to do is be a little bit frisky. We are going to shoot this square. So what happens now is the enemies can't shoot from these squares, and this one comes out on fire. And the idea is I'm going to let all these bitches spawn, to the delight of some of my viewers, I'm sure, and just farm experience. Because if they're not flyers or ranged attackers, then they're just sitting ducks. Okay, well, as it happens, this could have been a little better, but alright. So I need to hit this one. Will I kill it? I actually will not kill it with this attack. But that's fine. We'll double team it. I need to actually do the full thing because the smoke will cancel the fire. And then you could just block the spawn over here because the crab wasted the attack. Otherwise, I would have had to force move the crab over here or something. So just farming up some experience here while not letting enemies spawn on this side of the river. Okay, so the crab's got nothing to do. Yeah, the crab in this spot can't shoot at anything, which is nice. Okay, so now we'll do this to kill... Oh, hang on a second. I would like to kill the one that has more health. So it's going to die to fire damage. Abe doesn't need any more experience. Yeah. There's nothing relevant to do, I don't think. Because Abe's full up. He got conservative, which is very interesting. It means I can use that freeze yourself weapon twice. Or another good thing if I find it. I mean, I'd rather have like one of those tanks, those push tanks. Limited weapons have +1 use, maybe the best thing in the game. Alright, let's go for this 2-star mission, see if we can get a time pod. We got the armored train, so it can take a hit, and also it can crush enemies, so if the digger gets in front of it, woe be to the digger. Let's see, I guess I will bait in this lane, simply because the Firefly and this Acid Spitter shooting down here will accomplish nothing. That's a little bit awkward. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Oh, jeez, this is a problem. Oh god, this is a nightmare. Alright, well, okay. So, one thing to note is that the train does go after the enemies, so, like, I can't just leave this here to kill the guy, because this thing will kill the train before the train goes. It's not super huge problem. I can, you know, cancel this guy's attack in a variety of ways. What does this do? 3 damage, not enough to kill this. Okay, so I can go here and just push this thing into the water. Let's just do that and see what happens. Oh, no, wait. You know what I might as well do? I might as well then move this thing over here. And then we can do this and that. Okay, and now I do need to use my plane to kill the, thankfully, non-alpha digger. Although even if it was an alpha, it still would have been fine. I would have canceled its attack, but now it's dead, which is better. Okay, probably wasn't the best move. I do have 4 enemies to deal with, but at least this alpha has only 1 HP. And this rock is not a problem. If this were a regular train, the rock would be a problem. It'd be threatening to kill the train, but the train will just crush over that rock, which is fine. Okay, so that's actually fine. The Firefly will kill this rock. Not that it matters, but it could have mattered. I cannot actually push this thing into the water because the first shot has to hit here and it pushes it forward. Well, it'll just kill it because it only has 1 hit point. So I think we just need to kill things. I actually can kill this Firefly. Or kill the Scion, beg your pardon. So we'll do this. And then now we can fly over here to kill that. And I have some options. I can block a spawn, or I can push the Firefly in front of the train. I think probably the correct thing is to block the spawn, because the Fireflies are generally not that scary, but the fun thing is to kill the Firefly with the train. Boop. Boop. And here comes the train. Wah. Oh my god, the armor... It's funny because, like, the regular train missions are, like, the worst in the game. Okay, not the worst, but they're pretty terrible. And then the armored train is just fantastic. Love everything about it. Okay, so I can push you into the water. I can't kill you, I don't think. Well, if I kill you, then I'm not pushing you in the water. I mean, I don't have to push this thing into the water. Yeah, alright. We'll just... Why am I thinking about this so much? We can just push you into the water. Burp. Burp. We can move you back so that you kill your buddy the Firefly for some shared experience. And then you can just hang out and not do anything. Oh wait, you know, I could have actually killed this with Finisher. Oh, but it wouldn't matter because I'm at maximum experience. Okay. So, that was good. Now we're going to get a power core at the next mission. Well, I could keep waiting for a time pod. It's weird. This island has only 2 2-star missions. Oh god, I hate bad repairs because the enemies go on the repair platforms, and so sometimes it's very difficult to get on them to make the mission happen. Oh, jeez. Alright, you know what? We really do need every chance we can get. So, this is probably the easiest mission. It's got air support, and the mission objectives are freebies. We're gonna go down this lane for this poison spitter squad and the Firefly. Hopefully someone shoots down this lane. We're gonna get a time pod. Okay, so after this we'll go after the very challenging mission where I have to land on repair pads and also kill a bunch of enemies. I guess this squad really shouldn't have too much problems killing enemies, though. Okay, this is a problem. So, if only I'd put this one closer forward. If I could have, like, moved this thing to this square, that would have been amazing. As it is, I actually can do that with this weird backwards push thing I've got. Although this crab does shoot first. That's a problem. Maybe that's not so great. Yeah, because the crab shoots first. How to deal with the crab? It's hard to deal with the crab. Okay, so I could push this thing into the water. I can't quite actually cancel this thing's attack, nor can I get up to it. Oh, jeez. Okay, so I have to use you to cancel this thing's attack. 2 damage will not kill this thing, unfortunately. So, God, this is awkward. So let's say I go here, pull this thing back. Plane cannot actually target this crab. God, this is so weird. How do I get to this crab? It's just so hard to get to the crab because I have to be adjacent to it for either one of these mechs, and I put them in this weird line, and so I can't reach the crab. Okay, so I could use you to deal with the crab, but then I am reduced to body blocking that guy, which I can't with you because you'll die, and you will lose armor and also go down to freaking health. I don't know if I see another option. Oh, wait a minute. There may be something. Okay, so I could fly you here and have you move this thing here, which clears up this space so that you can go here and fly back here and kill the crab. But the problem is that then the firefly is just going to kill you. I mean, I could go here, shoot like this, cancel the crab's attack, and also kill the acid spitter. And it's just the worst feeling in the world to be body blocking this. But I think it's what I have to do. So, I'm going to do it. I don't see another option. I mean, we do have a little bit of a consolation prize. We can kill the crab and also block a spawn. Maybe I shouldn't have done this because this replaces the fire with an acid pool. And maybe it would have been better to keep the acid out. Oh, right, it's 1 damage. Because the 2 damage attack is blocked by 1 by the armor. So, okay, so 2 damage is a little better. At least I can block a spawn. But because my armor is canceled, I still cannot do my self-damaging attack. So I have to be somewhat careful. Okay, this is fine. I have to be very careful with this, though. This thing, I can't put it here because the airstrike will happen first, and then this shot will come through and hit the building. I can't let the shot go down the lane because it hurts that building. Same for this lane or this lane. Okay, so we have a little bit of a conundrum there. I cannot force move the Firefly here because that's 4 spaces. I only have 3 forced movement. Okay, what I think I have to do is block the spawn, force move you onto there. Now you need to be able to cancel the attack of that Firefly. And then you can now have your guy move up to this square. And you, I guess, can just go here and block a spawn. Okay, the air support was very handy there. I'm not sure what I would have done if that hadn't been there. So now we're fine. Started off a little hairy, but we didn't take any grid damage. And we just need to deal with this Firefly. Okay. So you'll go here, grab the pod, push that thing backwards into the water. We'll go ahead and block 2 spaces. So 3 enemies are popping out here. One's on fire. One's a Scion, which is not that significant. This digger can't do anything. I think we're going to be okay. Alright, well, let's keep it simple. We'll force move the beetle into the thing. And then, actually, you know, what maybe makes more sense is to... no, I got this wrong. I can't push this thing forward. No, I can. If I hit this square and this square, I can push it there so it bounces backwards into the water, and then I can force move the digger there. The reason is that way we share more of the experience. And it's good to share experience because Isaac is the one who needs it. This guy is about to level up, and Abe is already maxed out. Alright, so he actually got it all the way there, which is great. What do we got here? Just a power core, which is fine. Thick skin, immune to acid and fire. Well, it's not nothing. I don't think it makes a difference which of these pilots has it. I mean, maybe this one's a bit more likely. The Masochist is really not super relevant. Then again, actually, this is probably a good switch. This mech has 2 health and it's in the thick of things. I do find it being relevant a lot of the time that this person can't get more health. And plus also now this mech, which gets more kills, is more likely to level Isaac up. I gotta get 25 experience before the final island, which is a bit of a tall order. So that he gets the XP before the final mission. Okay, so I could get more smoke. I'm not sure I really need that. I think what I'm gonna do, actually, is power this up. Just kidding. We're going to... Oh, right, this isn't one of those that works like that. Ah, God. Okay. What I'm gonna do, I think, actually, is take off my plus move there. I can get 2 move by using a turn reset, which I have 2 of the cross-pilot synergy. Anyway, and then I can get more move that way if I need more than 5, plus the skill thing gives me a move. And this way it gives me more value with a control shot. So let's go into this mission. So this is just always an absolute mess of disgusting proportions. I mean, I don't even know what to do as far as placement. We'll just drop stuff down. So it's very, very important on the repair missions that you get on these platforms, because the enemies will move on to them indiscriminately. They don't like try to move on to them, but they do just randomly. And if you don't get there in time, it's possible the enemies will just use them all up. Oh God, the rocks? The rocks used it up? The rocks? Ah, oh, Jesus freaking Christ. Okay, so... yeah, that's my main priority, is getting on these repair platforms. Not even to repair my mechs. Like, I don't even care about repairing them. I just need to make sure I don't fail the mission. So, I can go here. Wait a minute. I can actually, like, go here and back into this, canceling this attack and getting a repair pod. The question is, do I want to do that? This attack currently is just hitting a rock and putting that digger on acid. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's fine. So I think I will do this to cancel this digger's attack. It's a shame that the rock dies because the digger now has a way out. Then I am gonna go here and cancel and just hit the firefly for the sake of hitting the firefly. Oh, right, it does nothing. Okay. And so now the only thing that's happening is this, and the way I can deal with that is by going here and putting the sign in front. So I'm not a huge fan of taking this shot, but I think I just want to take out the repair platforms thing. Now, we're not even remotely out of harm's way because I didn't get any kills, so there's not that many spawns happening, and we gotta get a lot of enemies to spawn so we can get all these kills. Okay, luckily all these enemies are standing in acid for absolutely no reason, so at least some people's armor is being canceled. Okay, thick skin prevented me from getting acidified. Now, I really gotta think about this turn. So, this is an issue. This digger, it is attacking a building. I might need to let that go, though, because it's just 1 power, and I really need to get as many kills as possible. So this one I can kill. Actually, I can't. I cannot get my ranged mech in line to hit this thing, which is hilariously annoying. Okay, so you shoot, then you shoot last. So the firefly is going to get a shot off. So if I just sit here, that's not going to work. But what I could do is I could, like, move... I could, like, move my plane and then move this guy in here. It will then, what? Fire a shot, hitting the water, missing. Firefly hits it, and then this thing hits it and kills the firefly. Interesting. So that does leave me free to, like, push this digger out of the way, I guess. And then do something like this. Oh, no, that's the problem, is then this thing is going to shoot and kill my guy. Right, that's the issue. Okay, so I need to, like, hit this rock, then go here, and then maneuver that there. I don't even know if that's worth it, but it kills a few enemies. We get one more round of spawns. I probably focused too much on getting the repairs and not enough on killing enemies. So now we have to kill all 4 of these, plus another one that spawns, which is a bit of a tall order, because this one's armor is still intact. Okay, well, let's try. I can push you into the water. Blorp. I can fly here, and it doesn't quite kill you because of the Scion. Well, alright, so at least I'll cancel your attack. And then you... there's absolutely no way I'm going to cancel a spawn. I can't get I can't get next to the Firefly. You know what, I'm going to reset. I think everything is so important here. I can stand here and hit this guy. Leaving this space open allows me to put the Scion in front of this Firefly so the Scion dies. And then that thing needs 1 more damage to die. Okay, so I think I actually could conceivably make it here. We need to get 3 more kills in the final round. There are 4 enemies. I need to kill 3 of them. This one wandered into acid. This one has 1 health. I mean, it's not impossible. Alright. So, here I have to be willing to just, you know, hit the grid and not care about the grid. So if I go here, I can kill that guy with fire. That's 1. Then I can... the issue is this mech doesn't do any damage. Oh man, you know what's frustrating? I can't force move that thing because I can't move anywhere because to stand next to it to force move it, it needs to be on rocks. Okay. You're going this way. Okay, I think there's a way here. I think it's something like this, that, it's acid so it dies, and I'd finisher on. And then you can like stand there and force this thing. Oh, its attack gets canceled, so it doesn't go in the water. Oh my god, okay. Do I have a way? No, I can't move this, and then this is ice. It's not cracked. And I don't have enough movement to put it there or there. That would take 5 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not quite enough to get next to that. Okay, what's the order? No, this attacks first, then this. Oh my god. Yep. I don't think there's a way. There's no way. Okay, so we're gonna have to reset and look for a way to squeeze out an extra kill. It's possible that just attacking this thing is not the way to go. Yeah, maybe what I need to do is shoot and kill this thing. Right, this is the way, because this digger's actually wasting his attack. This digger is the trap here. And then I can put you. Wait a minute. Oh, you're attacking, you're flying backwards. Oh no! I needed this thing to stand on that square which I occupied. Oh god. Wait, but this is water. Okay. So I can have you go here, fall backwards into the acid water, and then you can go here and kill that firefly. And oh my god, I needed the reset. Thank you, Isaac. MVP here. I did, in fact, need that extra reset, honestly. Like, it wasn't that I was being frivolous or anything, because I knew I had it. I just miscalculated completely, and it's a good thing I had that, or else I would have been screwed. Okay. Wow. Well, we got this, which is... I mean, I don't think I actually need that very much, just setting things on fire. So we got our 2 time pods. You know, let's finally do this and this. It's, you really need the +1 size for that to be relevant. And so I can use that twice in battle. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. But yes, anything at this point is just a bit of fluff and not that relevant. So we'll let it be. Okay, well, I guess I might as well bait down these lanes, because there's actually a lot of empty lanes for the acid boss and the regular acid person to shoot. Like, I can just step out of the way and that does nothing. Oh, that one didn't have any attacks to make. Cool. Okay, but that one did. Alright, so one very tempting move that I think I'm just going to make, yeah, is just to put the alpha here. It blocks the spawn. It hurts the boss. Now, what do I do about this guy? He's gonna go backwards. So pushing him doesn't really help. I can't get in this lane to push him back. That would have actually been cool if I could like have stood here and shot him, but I cannot do that. I mean, I think I might just do something like this. Block a spawn, do some damage. And then you can just hang out here and push it backwards or push it forwards. I guess I'll push it backwards just because that way it's maybe closer to where I can deal with it. Something happens. Oh my god, I totally missed this. I totally missed this. I missed that I was going to get hit with my guy. Luckily, the armor saves me from dying, because if I had taken 2 damage, I would die to the spawn block. That was extremely silly, and I shouldn't have done this. I should have just killed that thing and not blocked the spawn. That was very poor play. Okay, this thing actually is wasting its attack and killing itself, and that thing is doing nothing but killing its buddy. No, the buddy's going to flip backwards, and then this thing will waste its attack. Okay, so I'm at leisure to do kind of whatever I want here. I guess we'll step out of the way, do this just to kill the boss, because why not? And you... I could, like, go here and hit this for 1 and fling back into the smoke and repair. I'm not sure I need that. What I think I'm going to do is just go here. I'm thick-skinned, so the acid doesn't matter. We'll block a spawn. I'll go here, and let's just kill this guy. I will heal upon landing there, which brings me my armor back, cancels out the acid. So now that thing flings backwards into the water, and we just have 2 enemies to deal with and 1 more round of spawns. Okay, the digger wastes its attack, which is great. It's a regular digger. I can't shoot this thing with my push weapon, or any of my weapons for that matter. I'm a movement shy, so that means really just that I need to make sure I use this mech to kill the digger. And then I guess we can... I think I'm just going to kill that guy. Although, if I step on fire, I will die. I can go here, I suppose, and go there. That seems fine. And then you can go here, and we'll let an enemy spawn surrounded by rocks. If it's a land enemy, it actually won't be able to get out. Yeah, so this acid spitter is stuck. Well, no, it's shooting at the rock, which is relevant because it also hurts that building. Okay. Well, anyways, we will go here. Don't forget with this squad that you can stand on smoke. It's very easy to forget that. And then I can't kill you, but it doesn't actually matter because I don't need to kill you because I can cancel your attack. Oh, you know what? I can kill you. Yep. Into the water, into the fire you go to die. Bow. All right, so this is great. Everybody's leveled up to full. And you got even a good skill. Ralph with a grid defense. Ralph with a grid defense. Okay, power grid. Okay, that's whatever. So here's where we'll get that, I guess. And, well, maybe I should have taken a star. That probably was a bit silly of me. This is actually pretty good. That's good as well. These are all fine, but I think I'm okay with things as they are. So we'll sell off you. Get 3 power cores. Sell off this weapon. Get some more grid defense. So where can Can I use the power cores? Let's get movement. Let's get health. That has been not entirely irrelevant. And then, you don't need health, I don't think. I mean, I could take off a move and get more smoke or more damage on this, but I don't think that's relevant either. So we'll just get building immune just in case that matters. I don't think this mech needs the health. And I'm going to take a quick cut here and be back in a second to do the final island. Alright, folks, in the split second that just passed for you, 5 days went by for me, which in Madison, Wisconsin is almost the difference between t-shirt weather and snowfall. So I've got my space heater on, sorry for that background hum. And I think now it is time to go to do the final mission. Okay, well, don't know what the hell to do with this. Guess we'll just stick this one kind of in the middle of things. Maybe we'll try to bait the digger. That seems fine. Control mech is a bit out of the way, I guess, but I can always reset. Use one of my 2 resets to give him +2 speed. Whoa, 2 times. Oh man, the digger might just stay right there. Okay, let's see what happens. Ugh. Oh my god, it worked. Oh, that's incredible. Okay, this is good. This is the good stuffins. Mr. Buffins. Okay, so we just need to deal with this, with this, with this. 3 things to deal with, 3 mechs to deal them with. I think we have a good move here. We can just do this and ice up, right? And then the spawn happens and I break out of the freeze. Or I could also go here, freeze the leader who is flying, and the charger. Ah, yes, that may be the better move. Okay, why don't we do it that way? So I'll go here. We'll control you. I can't go here because then it'll freeze, but then it'll break open from the Vex spawn. Wait, hold on. Ah, does that target? It doesn't. Okay, so I can go here to block a spawn. You freeze, which is actually great. Gets the leader out of the way, gets the charger out of the way. This misses. I would like to have blocked this spawn, but as it is, I think it's fine. Probably what I want to do is just lay down some control. So maybe something like this and this, so that this square is on fire. And, oh, right, that doesn't generate smoke because I have a mech on it. Probably would have been smarter to shoot this, although I couldn't, right, because I would have gotten shot and killed. So that thing being frozen is fine because it just dies in the lava. So all we have to deal with is a firefly and 1 new enemy, and I can actually freeze again because I have the awesome conservative trait on my Abe. Let's see. Oh, God. RNG works in my favor. Yeah, this is just really good. So we're gonna go here. Now with the bonus movement, we can get you just enough whoop, to that fire spot. You can wander on over here. And I guess you should just, I mean, oops, that's not the right button. You should just repair. Okay, so, oh yeah, I guess I can lay down some control. We can, I mean, it's not that significant, but we can put some smoke next to that pylon. Burp. And burp. Okay, once again, 2 enemies to deal with. Got the Scion, which can't really be frozen. At least, I mean, it can, but it would just be stupid. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go there? Okay, so I think the obvious move here is I can push you into the lava. And now you're actually gonna die with the Scion. So I do need to, like, fly off here. Like there, to kill the Scion, and then you can hop back in here and just, yeah, take it easy on the spawn point once again. 2 enemies. This is about as easy as they come, although it has less to do with the Mist Eaters being strong than it does with just that freezy weapon, which I only really needed to use once. Okay, so you're actually going to do this. And your RNG was bad, my friend. You're just dead. Okay. Well, I could... Yeah, I could... This is kind of weird, but I could go here. I could push you into the other fireball, which means that you can now teleport that guy into that fireball, and you gotta get out of here. And I don't need to kill anything because this is the last round, and everyone's at full experience. So pretty good RNG with the fireballs. Pretty good clustering of enemies with my freeze weapon, and I even had one freeze to spare. So let's see if the second mission makes me use both freezes. This is one where I'm really hoping that the plane can land on a spawn point to freeze and get a good freeze off. Blobbers obviously at prime target, and this Firefly, we'll see if they end up in the proper radius away from each other. It'd be nice to protect a few pylons too, but really I just want to get on a spawn point and use the freeze. So I hope they stay near each other. Yes, deploying the Renfield bomb. We know, we know. Okay. That could go any which way. Maybe. Okay, there's a lot of interesting options here. I was going to say I could teleport this one up one space and they would charge into the lava. But as it is, well, from here, I'm not freezing the Scorpion. I could freeze the Scorpion from here that I'm not on a spawn point. That's probably fine, though. I mean, that's just fine. Yeah, so we'll go here. Oh, wait, no, it's not fine, because then I'm frozen. Right, yes, that's the problem. Okay. So, I could go here, freeze the Charger and the Blobber. Then, that's a problem. I need to deal with this, and I don't need to deal with that. It'd be nice to teleport this onto the falling rocks and kill it. But I can't do that and deal with this. Okay. I mean, I hate not putting any of my people onto spawn points. But this is just a pretty good situation. So we can push the Alpha into the lava. We can get out of the way of the falling rocks. Mind control the Firefly to kill this thing. And then you are just going to freeze, which protects two pylons that are near the spawns. And I am on a spawn, which was one of my, you know, side goals. Honestly, this is fine. So we've got the Firefly, two more enemies. This spawn point is going to get hooked into Oblivion, so there's going to be, you know, kind of one freebie. And these two spaces might be decent options for pushing enemies into, depending on where they go. Oh, that's actually a wasted attack. That's good. Okay. Well, so I can push this Firefly in here, and it will kill the Hornet and the Scion. That seems pretty good. Yeah, why don't we just do that? Oh, because I actually... Oh, I can. It's weird. I can do this and then shoot it with the first one. Like that. Okay, and then you need to block a spawn, and you need to block a spawn. I am out of position, but on the other hand, I really just am not impressed by the potential of this Firefly to do that much stuff. And, you know, I forgot about the Scion attack happening. I could have easily, like, if this one had been blocking a spawn with 2 HP, it would have just died right now, which would have made for a very fun ending. But as it is, I'm perfectly happy with this mech being at 2 HP. Glad it has a health bonus. Is that from a trait, or did I actually put a power core into the health? Aha, it is from a trait. It's from skilled. Okay, so, I mean, I could obviously just teleport this onto falling rocks. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm not blocking a spawn with that, but I think it's worth killing this thing. You can block a spawn. You can... I mean, what else is there even to do from here? I don't think there's any control elements that really matter. And you can block a slightly better spawn. This spawn is kind of hemmed in. I could even do the freeze thing just to protect it, but that seems kind of frivolous. Okay, so we're gonna have 3 enemies. We have a full grid to work with. I think this run is in the bag. It'd be difficult for the enemies to do that much damage even if I let all of it get through. and I don't see how I would be unable to stop any of the enemies with my extremely mobile flying mechs. In fact, the enemies have done nothing. Oh no, this thing did take a Scion damage. Okay, so I do need to deal with that thing. Why don't you go over here, and why don't you go here, and you go here and repair. I'll just let that stuff happen. It doesn't really matter. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe if you did. And if you want to watch the end credits, you're welcome to stick around for that. And that, for real this time, concludes my series on Into the Breach. I will do an unfair run, or series eventually, but it took me about 2.5 months to do it on hard. It'll take even longer on unfair, so I think I'd like to do something different first. Maybe some kind of action game, although all the games I've really been excited to play have been like turn-based games, so I don't know what sort of action game I would want to play. I do want to do Hades, but that's a very long-term process as well. I should really look through my library, see if there's some like limited series that wouldn't do a whole lot of runs that I could work on. But yeah, that is it. I'll see you next time with something or other.